Good morning, Bitcoin. Today is Wednesday, November 15th, 2017. My name is Thomas Hunt, and here's what's happening today in Bitcoin. The price of Bitcoin is up 71.98. Look at that, up, up, up. The price of Bitcoin is up 9.32% in the last 24 hours, with a last of 7,141, a high of 7,187, and a low of 6,531. That's $1 for 13,905 Satoshis. The price of Bitcoin jumped more than 9% after news that Square is testing the digital currency. That's right, Square, the mobile app, the payment service, the cashier register program owned by Twitter and Jack Dorsey, is testing a new place to buy and sell Bitcoin. The long-awaited competition to Coinbase coming soon. The price of Bitcoin tops 7,000 as the price pushes up. But Zimbabwe doesn't have its own currency, and the price of Bitcoin there, allegedly, according to Bloomberg, is soaring. They say it's as high as $13,500. However, Quartz disagrees. The price of Bitcoin in post-coup Zimbabwe is not $13,000, citing that the exchange that they went to has no liquidity. It's called Golix, where if you actually go to local Bitcoins in Zimbabwe, you can buy it for around $7,000, which is in line with the global price of Bitcoin. One of Asia's largest banks says that Bitcoin is a Ponzi scheme, but that's old news. Who cares? Bitcoin mining in China is not banned yet, contrary to reports. That's good to hear. And now we've got hot tweets. Hot tweets. We've got BitMEX says they'll be dumping all of their users' BCH and crediting their accounts with BTC right before Coinbase gives their users their BCH. This is looking really rough for BCH when Coinbase finally gives their users their money. If you like Bcash, you remove from Bitcoin its decentralization, censorship resistance, and defense against authoritarian actors. All you're left with is a shitty, slow, oligarchical version of PayPal. That's not a revolution. That's a corporate cartel with a laughable business model. Bitcoin is free open source software. Surprisingly, many people in Bitcoin are not familiar with free open source software workflows. In other free open source software industries, companies have a senior engineer to contribute, so they have someone to translate and explain limitations and future direction. Good companies do this in Bitcoin too. Add them back. And we have some footage of Jack Dorsey walking into the Bitcoin conference. Oh, the footage is not going to load. Trying to refresh. Nope, no animated GIFs on this show. Oh, there it is. And there it is. Good stuff. Jack Dorsey riling them up. We had a poll on the Mad Bitcoin's Twitter. What is more important? Bitcoin, peer-to-peer electronic cash system by Satoshi Nakamoto. The title or the content? And the content is winning 89% to 11%. Unbelievable victory for the content. I'd also like to say there's been no backups for 70 days as the Mad Tour continues. We're joined by Jimmy Song for a check of the current technology. How's it going, Jimmy?
It's going great. A lot of things happening over the past day or so. Bitcoin Cash was briefly more profitable, and that's caused a slowdown in Bitcoin, and that caused the mempool to go up, fees to go up, and then it as difficulty adjusted on Bitcoin Cash, it once again became more profitable to mine on Bitcoin. So that's caused the mempool to come back down a little bit. So this sort of back and forth, interaction between the difficulty adjustment algorithm of Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin is starting to smooth out just a little bit. We'll see if the next few weeks sort of show more direct correlation between price and hash power. The big thing to note, though, is that if there's any sort of spike or big fall for Bitcoin Cash in price relative to Bitcoin, that's also going to cause minor incentives to adjust. So, yeah, it's going to be an interesting rest of the year, at least, with respect to how those two interact. I did notice that Jack Dorsey started following a ton of Bitcoin people. A lot of the people that I've been following are now followed by Jack, including myself, which is kind of flattering. He's got like 4 million followers, and he only follows like 3,000. So I'm one of his 3,000 people. Yay. Anyway, yeah, so he's clearly been interested in this stuff, and hopefully he will be incorporating more of Bitcoin, perhaps into Twitter. I would love to see some sort of a, Twitter tipping service that's native to Twitter or something like that. That's, backed by Bitcoin somehow, and utilizes sort of microtransactions and like off-chain transactions that are maybe even centralized to Twitter. Who cares, right? Like it's like $5, whatever. But I would love to see something like that, Jack. Jack, if you're watching, please make this happen. I want to see it happen. Thanks.
It would be neat if it was based on the Lightning Network. We've got a super chat. Tune in, drop out says, thoughts? Adam back. Bitcoin block size increase in midterm is possible.
Possibly. I don't know. Like, to some degree, I'm not sure we will need it if a lot of the businesses do go over to Bitcoin Cash. They're the ones that are filling up the blockchain, right? And if they move away, like they've been threatening, then we'll have lots of space left. So, I don't know. We'll have to see. It's all based on the market, and we'll have to watch and see whether price follows, user demand, or user demand follows hash power. This is one of the questions I really want answered. So. Yeah, I don't know. There might be a block size increase. I don't know. But I think we'd have to show that, it's kind of a consensus and not sort of a bunch of businesses that already utilize much of the blockchain that want it. So we'll see.
Also, and to defend Adam's position, I don't think he's ever been against a block size increase. I think he was just against doing one so quickly. A lot of the core people are open to these ideas. They're just not on the same time schedule as the businesses and the New York agreement.
Yeah, I'd say that's true. I mean, BIP 103, I think, was authored by Peter Wolla. It would have done sort of a continual block size increase, something like, 17% a year in perpetuity, something like that. And that's a very reasonable compromise, I thought, but, never really got traction. So unfortunate.
It's time for question answer time. M. Rockney asks, how are you? How are you, Jimmy?
I'm good. I mean, I've obviously launched my own channel, so I'm doing a lot there. And coming on here, I think the pie is going to get bigger. So I'm very excited.
BT Haney, what code has Jimmy written lately?
Mostly related to my programming blockchain stuff. I'm teaching coders how to make their own Bitcoin library, so I have to make that library really good. But yeah, that's the main one. I do plan to go back and look at some core pull requests, especially around the testing framework.
Year-end high of Bitcoin? I think it'll be above 10,000. Echo.
I don't think it'll be above 10,000, but if it is, I'll be pleasantly surprised.
I'm still in Europe. I'm in Amsterdam. Do they think it's a good time to buy Bitcoin right now, Jimmy?
It's always a good time to buy Bitcoin.
I agree with that, and I especially agree with people that say dollar cost averaging. Take your $500, buy $100 each week for the next 5 weeks, and stop bothering me about like Bitcoin going up and down. Just buy it on Monday. B cash, or B classic, which is the better buy? I think classic.
Bitcoin cash or Bitcoin classic, right?
Classic. Is that really? Oh, that's a thing. I thought that. No, I thought B Classic closed yesterday, but I guess there's another altcoin.
This is Classic. This is Bitcoin Cash Classic, and they mashed the two words cash and
Oh, I love it.
Classic. It's a fork of Bitcoin Cash that keeps the emergency difficulty adjustment. I don't know what's going to happen with that. I mean, we talked a little bit about it on my morning show, but I honestly don't. I do know there's a site like tracking it, and you can go to, I think it's like bch.bitcoinforkmonitor.info or something like that. But yeah, I mean, we'll see. I mean, this is not the sort of thing that I'm going to be able to answer because it's a market-driven decision.
How can transactions be faster? It would help if you got out and pushed. Best wallets and why? I used to like Airbits, but now I'm not so sure. Any way to tell how much BCH spamming affected the mempool, Jimmy?
No, not really, because I mean, you can put spam transactions over Tor, nobody will know who sent them or anything. And yeah, I mean, it's really difficult to tell, and yeah, I don't know.
Any more forks before the end of the year? We are trying to bring you as many forks as we can possibly bring you as fast as we can bring you them. It's not Bitcoin Cash, it's B-Trash. WCN, what's the shady story on Brock Pierce? I don't know, you better Google that. BCH difficulty adjustment favoring BTC. Not that I'm complaining. Did they do their hard fork, Jimmy? Do they have a difficulty adjustment now?
Yeah, that's as of 2 days ago. They based it on the past 144 blocks and how long it took. But basically, it adjusts every single block instead of every 2016 blocks, or after 6 hours or 12 hours of 6 or less blocks. So that emergency difficulty adjustment is gone. I believe that 2016 might still be there. I'm not sure. But anyway, it adjusts every single block, which is why we're seeing the interplay happen a little more quickly.
Why can't Tone see the potential in ICOs?
Because most of them are scammy.
All right. Let's see. There's a question here from Super Chat. Does BTC can go to $10,000 mark by the end of the year?
It doesn't really seem to be there, the support. I don't know. Who knows? If there's big news like and there's institutional investors that want to like pile in all of a sudden, then maybe. But at this point, I don't see above 10,000 before the end of the year.
Nonsense. I say yes, 10,000, easily 10,000. And I just want to remind everyone to subscribe to the World Crypto Network podcast on iTunes. That's right. You can get all the podcasts in audio form every single day, lots more of them on iTunes. You can also subscribe on YouTube. And if you click this little bell, it'll notify you whenever we go live. And that's about it for today in Bitcoin. Be sure to give us a thumbs up and a share, subscribe down below, and donate Bitcoin to the address on your screen. That's right, donate all your Bitcoin. Until next time, bye-bye.